like this so I can walk by.
Not on me to make that determination.
And then I'm going to do this.
No.
Does that still look good?
Wonderful. Yeah.
Do not overthink. Okay, everyone, do not overthink this assignment. This is not a complicated ask. It is 2 animals. One real or imagined, one per post-it note. It doesn't matter what the context is. I promise you'll have other opportunities, and we'll bring it up as we get to it. But this is a creative endeavor of organizational skill and debate. This, my friends, is a game of grits.
The game of grits!
Madam.
Yes, no, like goodness. Buddy said grits. That's
Yeah,
what I thought you said too.
I think it was.
Hominy.
We got a bunch of animals. We're making up some grits.
Butter.
Grits with a D.
Bacon goes with grits.
I mean, that's,
Grits.
we're just making
Play
butter
grits,
go.
right?
We're not dealing with quadrants, just grits.
We're going on. When did Steampunk Tron? This is Steampunk Tron. We're on the grid.
Yes, we are on the grid. Okay.
What?
Hey, I'm here. I'm here to be that. Look at me. Engage with me. Hello. Hello. I am the Grand Arbiter. This is Askew. You may have known us. I think all of us. I think everyone here does. I don't think we have to explain our long and sordid backstory at this current juncture.
I hope not,
Not even after being here for 13 years.
for it is long and most sordid.
Yes. Welcome to our newest interactive experience, the Game of Grid. You want to move your chair closer?
Yes.
Okay. Or
I want to be like,
move the chair closer.
actually, I might need an assistant to hand me things. But I have laid them out in perfect OCD fashion.
Oh,
Yay!
do you want me to stand? So here's the thing. Do you want me to stand here and you hand them to me like this? Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very
And then
much.
we'll just move this guy down a little bit.
I love the new.
You know what? I'll come around and collect them. Every
Yes,
so often.
perfect. All right.
Okay, so in the Game of Grits, you have all been given a mystery, like object or noun. In this instance, it's animal. You're like, what are you doing with this? Why are we here? Well, all of your sundried animals will be organized within this magical grid. We have developed a grid to determine, and we will all, as a group, decide where these animals fall in the grid. So this is a game of debate, of engagement, of illumination, and the first thing we want to talk about is what makes a great animal, and specifically, what makes a great animal mascot.
Yes.
So, all of your ideas will be contabulated by the mathematical and linguistic genius of Madam Askew. She's organized them in a way that she feels is appropriate. And we will fit them onto this grid that sort of judges the characteristics, value, and good-naturedness of these animals. Dun, 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 dun.
You're locking yourself in.
I'm gonna get it on. It's fine. Okay, so from the top, we have our first axis is cute to homely. So homely, ugly, sort of unattractive animal, cute animal. And the other axis is useful to obstacle. So are they useful? Do they help you in your steampunk journey? Do they ensure that your airship arrives safely? Are they annoying? Do they destroy things? Are they too large for the ship? Are they named for So this metric is going to be judging your suggestions from these two metrics. Does this make sense so far?
Yes.
I need verbal confirmation from everyone simultaneously. Does it? Great. Okay. From there, we will get started. Madam Askew, will you hand us our first animal?
Thank you. And also, may I say something, Grand Arbiter?
Yes.
You have a task. You must make a case. We're going to make a suggestion where we think something should be.
If you disagree or you have a different idea, you should raise your hand and speak up. This is an interactive experience. It's not just me talking the whole time, although it could be.
As much as we love to do that.
So we will focus on our first animal, which is the Yeti.
Yeah.
Yeti as mascot for a steampunk crew, airship, nautical, whatever.
Yeah.
Do we think that how useful? Okay. First of all, Yetis, are the Yetis cute or are they kind of homely?
Kind of mid.
They don't style their hair.
You're cute.
Are they like, but they're not like stylish cute. They're kind of like woolly.
They're like Saint Bernard cute.
Okay, so who thinks that they should be on this side of this line? Okay, I think we have some consensus that these should go here. Okay, do you think that having a Yeti is useful? I think a Yeti has like, I think a Yeti can be useful.
It's a tank.
Big strong.
They're always running away.
Butler Extravaganza is going to give us our first feedback.
So, high in the ethers upon an airship, we need crew to work. And as creatures oftentimes found in high mountains and Himalayas, they're resistant both to cold and high.
Oh,
Lack of
low
heat.
oxygen, high altitude.
Bex has a response.
I will redact.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeti's diet is hyper-specific. It will not thrive well if you pluck it from where it is indigenous to and attempt to press gang it into your crew.
Oh, press ganging.
Also, there is a question of is it abuse to make your Yeti work a job but not pay it?
Right, also, is a Yeti a sentient being who should make its own choices? Should it be press ganged or does it decide to be on your crew?
That's not what
That's not on the
no one knows.
Even worse.
Final rebuttal.
Question actually.
Yes.
How granular is this? Are we just throwing in quadrants?
Quadrants.
Okay.
We can go as far into the quadrants though. You could say it's kind of useful or not at all useful, adequate. So it's wherever it.
Yeah, oh God, that's a good one.
The Yeti's union?
What specific tasks is it going to provide?
Because we know the otters.
Right.
Yeah, rigging, if it's an airship, maybe they, I think it depends.
Hauling cargo.
Hauling cargo I might buy, but rigging?
Important question, do we think Yetis can tie a knot?
Yes.
No.
Okay. We're gonna lock in some answers. First of all, we're gonna find out who submitted Yeti. Okay, do you have a strong opinion about whether or not the Yeti is a good crew member?
I do like the argument that he is used to the cold and high altitude. He is very useful because he can do a variety of tasks on the ship if you need them.
Okay.
Food-wise, he's probably going to be able to eat whatever the rest of the crew is eating. He can.
We hope.
Yes.
I
Also would be good if you needed to guard maybe prisoners or something like that.
Oh.
Very good.
So let's say I think he's gonna go. He's not the ugliest creature in the earth, but I know he's very attractive. And I think that he's a little bit helpful, but there's a lot of risks involved and a lot of training.
The shoes are so expensive.
You've got to have a really well-trained Yeti. They're not immediately useful.
So is that more cost?
An anger.
Yeah, they're still useful, but they're not. We'll do this.
Yes.
And we'll move on. Right there we go.
Yeah.
Yeti.
You can live.
We can all live. Can we all live with this?
Yes.
Some might die.
Okay, just so we're clear.
That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
You're gonna pronounce this word.
I shall pronounce this word.
Okay, and just so we know, we have a lot of these to get through, and I'd really like to get through all of them, so we cannot have this level of debate on every single one.
But we like the cutting of shame.
I suspect.
All right, thylacine.
Is that a giant sloth?
I don't know what it is.
Please, who owns thylacine? Liz. Liz.
Who else would own something like thylacine? A thylacine is
It's like the marsupial equivalent of a wolf.
Oh.
They're extinct now.
Oh.
Where are they currently extinct?
They're extinct.
Okay.
Well, not very useful.
Okay.
Unless this is the masthead.
Okay. So, do we think, is it not, like, importantly, Liz, is the Silocene cute?
If it looks like a wolf, I think wolves.
I would say they're not really that cute. They're
Okay.
not like noble or anything like you think of wolf. They're kind of, well, I mean, they're wild animals, so they're kind of usually underfed and.
They're stylish, they got stripes.
Yeah, the pictures on the internet, it kind of looks like a cross between a dog and a zebra.
Okay. I think it's, I think that we could probably call it, it's like probably cuter, is it cuter than a Yeti?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say it's like,
If the Yeti has foul hair.
Let's get that.
this isn't about specific Yeti, okay. I think that it is probably, I think it's probably harder to train than a Yeti. Do you think? I think it has,
Yes.
a Yeti has a fairly large brain. This has a fairly small comparative brain.
Yes.
And Yetis are mystical creatures that live in the mountains. Extinct.
So more
So-
obstacle.
So it's probably a little bit of an obstacle. Probably, what do you think? Right here?
I would,
Yes.
Right.
I would move it over a little bit
Yeah, yeah.
because,
They have
you really
claws
don't
around
want
the
it eating your crew.
Okay, that's fair.
The cross between a dog and a zebra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zebras are very difficult.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Right. They'll bite you.
More obstacle than.
Yeah.
Yes, more obstacle.
All the way here?
Yeah.
Yes.
We will check in with Liz. Do we feel that this is adequate, or do you think there are more, less of an obstacle?
I mean, you know, if you're looking for like an animal to do chores around the ship, then the thylacine is probably not your best choice.
Okay.
But what if you need a pack of animals to be intimidating?
Oh.
Or a watchdog.
For the war machine.
Mid-range.
But then at that point, they're
I
only
think the
useful if
obstacle
they're a
that we're
pack.
speaking to at this point is
Yeah.
its extinctness. You have to
Yes.
find a full pack.
Although I think
And
it's a
defrost
relatively
them or
recently,
both?
it's recently extinct. I think
Yeah,
it
we
might
got
have,
photos
if
of
we're,
it.
if we're in the 19th, if we're in the.
It went extinct in 1930.
Oh.
It's the Tasmanian tiger.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes more sense. Now I know what this is. I'm gonna say, I think it's only, the only obstacle is that it is extinct, and that we will hopefully be able to train them to be a pack of well-meaning Tasmanian devils.
Not devils.
Tigers. How do we feel? This?
They like being a pack.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay, moving on.
Cerberus.
Great watchdog.
Okay, so first
What
of
a
all,
good puppy.
Cerberus is known to be loyal, but only to one guy,
The cat.
maybe two.
I mean, that's our dog.
I mean, this is a very
Only
specific
one.
dog. Is this a child of Lamia, so like a very, has a monstrous genome,
Yes.
but has 3 heads, that's a lot of mouths to feed.
Well, one stomach.
One stomach.
But what if one head is hungry and the others aren't?
Mouth lonely.
So you're gonna have to really monitor to make sure that one head is eating enough for the rest of them.
But it'd be a great watchdog. Looks in 3 directions at once.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we think Cerberus is cute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Big giant puppy.
3 times more cute than a regular dog.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong about my
Sentence will live in my head forever.
my scholarship, but I'm pretty sure Cerberus is like the equivalent of calling a dog Spot
It is.
in Greek.
Yes.
So very cute.
So I think it's probably, let's say, medium to high cute.
Yeah.
We don't wanna
But
Not
we don't want to peg it yet.
we don't want to define cute just yet. But we think it's pretty useful.
More useful, yeah.
Yeah.
More useful than
More useful.
more useful than a
Try
Yeti.
to
It gives you
Mhm.
companionship.
Oh yeah.
Very good for that.
Three times the love.
You know, more crew members can pet it at once.
Okay.
That's right. Yes.
Are we in agreement?
Yes.
Okay. Up next is,
The winged shrew.
oh, okay. Okay.
The mythical variant of a modern animal.
Our own personal cryptid.
Okay, is a winged shrew very cute?
So cute.
Yeah.
Do you think it's peak cute?
No.
No.
Okay. Is it cuter than Cerberus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it this cute, much cuter than Cerberus?
No. No.
That's a little bit too.
Just like a little bit, like here?
Yeah.
How useful is it?
I
I think shrews are, there's a whole play about how they're difficult to work with. So I think it's probably gonna end up
And venomous.
probably even more of an obstacle than the Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah. Infestation of the shrews. They'll eat your balloons.
Okay, I think in the middle of cute obstacle.
Cute obstacle. That's a perfect description of your winged shrew. Oh no! This is very, oh no!
Oh no.
Teamwork!
Yay!
Okay, a peacock.
Oh.
Okay, so peacocks are beautiful.
They're very
But,
pretty.
and I think
Annoying as hell.
we're beautiful. And
They do make really annoying noise.
I do think that is true. I think we're gonna say cute in this context means any kind of visual joy that an animal might give you. We're gonna use that to encompass any kind of like positive emotional feelings you get from an animal based on its behavior or physical appearance.
Okay. Perfect.
So I think it's not cuter than a shrew though.
No.
And it's not cuter than Cerberus.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, peacocks, male peacocks particularly, are quite beautiful, so I might even put it over Cerberus.
Okay, does someone want to rebut that, or we have
They're
a,
smelly.
They're very smelly and they're very
They do-
evil.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the
they're-
obstacles. Yes,
okay,
they're noisy and, yeah.
I think,
Make a good
More
alarm
evil.
clock.
I think that they're probably more, do you think they're more or less difficult than a winged shrew?
More.
More.
Probably more.
They've got
They're
temperament
big.
issues.
Yeah, a lot more.
They're jerks.
Like here?
But a little higher towards the cute.
Yeah.
A little cuter, but they're not cuter than rings.
No, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
They're real jerks.
Is this fun?
Yes.
Tell me this is fun.
Right, but they're
You're
jerks.
doing good.
Okay,
We're having a
A
good time.
gargoyle. In this instance, we're speaking of the mythical creature that comes to life at night and stone during the day.
Well, they can be very useful, especially if someone tried to attack them at night.
Yeah, they're a good night watchman.
Yes.
They make for great visual decoration during the day.
Yeah.
Probably low maintenance during the day too.
And they're
Because you
useful
don't
to
have
And
to.
they were
feed
used
them
to
either.
scare away things
So-
like evil spirits and birds.
And as we know from the Gargoyles television series, they can be cute.
Are they cuter than Cerberus?
No.
No.
They're not cute, their voice is cute.
They're handsome.
They're
They're pretty handsome, yeah.
They're homely.
Depends on the
Oh, they're Frankenstein cute.
I mean, they are homely in the way that romance novelists enjoy. Okay. Okay. So I think we actually put them down here, but maybe more useful.
Oh, no.
No.
More cute than
They're
that.
higher and more useful.
They can follow directions.
How about, are they more useful than Cerberus?
Yes.
Yes.
Are they
can
more
fly.
cute than Cerberus?
No.
Equal.
Are they more
Equal.
cute than a peacock?
They're equal.
Oh, yeah.
No.
No.
No? We said that peacocks are slightly less cute than Cerberus.
Yes.
So,
Slightly less cute than peacocks?
so like right here?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
I think it's less useful than Cerberus. I mean, if they nest on one side of the ship during the day, the ship will be lopsided all day.
I think
That's my counterpoint to that is a resting gargoyle can help act as ballast. Only if it's resting equally balanced on either
I
side.
feel like
From-
at that point, that's an issue of logistically building a good and well-stocked, gargoyle
Yeah.
aviary.
The
You wanna have equally distributed gargoyle huts.
European churches tend to have them well equally spaced.
Yeah, I feel like it's natural into their environment to be equally spaced.
Gargoyles have hands, and typically they also have wings. And they see at night, and therefore they could manage rigging, they could move things around at night when the crew, the human crew, can't see.
So like here?
Yeah.
Because they can also get rid of,
They
you
can
know,
send
unwanted
secret
water.
messages at night as an
Okay,
airship.
do we have consensus to the best of our ability? Don't be difficult, because we do have a lot of things to get through, please. Don't be difficult for the sake of being difficult. Okay, a hyena. Hyena, okay.
Only huge obstacle.
All the way in the corner.
No.
Only on
Bottom left corner.
I definitely saw, so they're definitely more, they're more homely than a Yeti, but I
Yes.
don't think they're the most homely in the world.
Naked mole right there.
Everybody's like, consensus.
If I saw a crew with a hyena, I would not
Okay.
trust that crew.
Yeah.
Up next is a capybara. Is capybara cuter than winged
Yes.
shrimp?
Yes.
Okay, is capybara more useful than Cerberus?
No, wait, I must speak to the honor of the capybara.
Okay.
Whomst amongst you has read the tales of Sinrak the Dapper, capybara airship pirates? None of you? It is an excellent book, and may I say, Sinrak is a most excellent pirate captain of his airship, and they go forth to romance and win hearts and do great things. So I think this capybara is quite useful.
I think that's fair.
They're honestly.
You're basing it on text.
That sounds like personal bias.
I am gonna add one other thing. Something that really is a problem on airships is deep loneliness. And capybaras seek to snuggle
Oh.
anyone.
Yes.
Like a cat cafe.
Don't they also need water to go to the bathroom?
I don't
I mean, they're-
know. We haven't talked about it.
Do they?
I think
Yes.
they do.
I think that's a personal question with capybara.
I will.
They have to be submerged.
I would argue that they are neutral in terms of the axis, because the whole reason why people like you always see with oranges on their head is kind of they don't care.
Oh.
No. Counterpoint. Who saw that animated movie with the cat?
Which one?
Oh,
Yeah.
Flo. Who's Flo? That's what it was. Flo. The capybara was the MVP of that crew.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know either of these texts, so Madam Askew is really up to you. Where does this go?
I'm going to say,
We know he's cuter than a winged squirrel.
yes.
Okay,
Look,
sure.
Or on the
coming back this way.
Okay.
Definitely more useful than Cerberus. He can captain a ship, or she, or they.
Let's say
Capybaras.
that could be unique to that singular capybara.
All right, but they're cute and delightful and MVP and, oranges.
Do you want to do it like this? There.
Oh, I would not say that far. You're talking about animals, not one from a story.
Oh.
She said in flow that the capybara steered the boat as well.
Yes, see?
Yes, the
Right.
capybara.
That's two examples.
That's right.
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna move Cerberus here because we're gonna change the metric just a little bit. I think it is more useful because of the skills that capybara as a species have demonstrated, but only a little bit.
There you go. All right.
But he is cuter, so it's like here.
All right, good.
Happy?
I'm happy.
Okay. Go to your chair.
You'll be like a turtle.
Okay.
I'm so glad I flew to Sunday.
Okay.
That was beautiful.
Great blue heron. Very majestic, very difficult to manage.
Yeah.
Very
Has to fly
stabby.
very long distance, which can be very useful, but notoriously hard to keep alive.
And stabby.
And stabby. They stab. So do we think that are they cuter than a peacock?
Yes.
No.
They're pretty, but not as pretty as it.
They're not as much of a dork though.
You're not wrong.
Let's say that they're just slightly less pretty than a peacock, because
Okay,
peacocks
so
are
then the eyes,
famously
yeah, that's
pretty.
for Eric.
And if you need
Take
stab, you
Aaron
can
over that peacock.
I think that they're less of an obstacle though than a winged shrew.
Yes.
So probably something like right here.
Yeah.
Always find ways.
Huzzah.
You're gonna love this one, granddaughter.
Okay. A sharknado.
It's hanging out the hyena.
Bottom left. Bottom left. I think we found
I
it.
didn't think anything could be worse than the hyena.
farther
I think that there is a possibility of worse things, but I can't think of them. So I think that
There's gotta be something worse.
Yeah, there's no way a sharknado can be useful to an airship. No way.
I think
Bottom
it
corner.
I think it just is an obstacle and it is not attractive. Well,
Yes.
do we think it's an obstacle? Is our sharks cute?
No, okay, this is low budget. This is B movie
this
CGI.
CGI on this is really bad.
This is bare metal CGI.
Yeah, right?
We're not gonna do that right now.
She's such a big name.
Okay, up next is an otter.
Very cute.
We're saying it's cuter than a capybara.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say as cute as a capybara.
Yeah, at
We're
least.
gonna move everybody else down so that we have a little bit more room to work with.
Well, it's a tool using animal.
You can probably be the opposite corner.
It's not good on an airship, but on a regular ship.
Wait, but if it's a river otter, then it can go on land.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're kind of
Well, they all keep going on, even the sea otters can.
Yes, but there is something about it, like being able to glide across next to you on the boat. Maybe get some oysters so you can crack some open for pearls or something like that.
But it's an airship, not a boat.
Well, it could be a boat or an airship. It could be. We're using this to describe any form of steampunk.
They're smart, they're trainable, I think they're very useful and they're very cute.
Okay, so they're very cute. Are they more useful than a capybara?
Yes.
Are they more useful than servers?
No, otters are jerks. Otters
Oh, yeah. Otters are
going to
vicious
morale
mean
with your crew.
So are twins.
But they look so nice.
I see what you did there.
So I'm gonna say, because we probably have to train Cerberus too, I think that otters require probably more training than Cerberus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be less of an obstacle, but not less, but it's gonna be more cute. So sorry, I apologize. There we go. I fixed it. I'm so sorry. Okay, next up is how many, important question, how many dragons were there? 5. 5 people submitted dragons. If you could do me a favor and tell me whatever you submit one that has multiple,
Oh, yeah.
just let me know how many.
Yes.
But I just think that's fun.
Yes.
Okay, dragons. I think dragons can be cute.
Yes,
Yeah.
and beautiful in many cases.
I think that often dragons are more an obstacle
Yes,
than
very prideful.
like historically, like Pete's magic dragon is kind of an anomaly in the whole framework, I think.
The
But
dragons
they are
very
nice
useful.
dragons, they're very good as well.
They were.
Some people are not.
Well, if you know how to train.
Can they fit?
I think, are they cuter than an otter?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, I want hands on why is a dragon less cute than an otter?
You seem to list a dragon.
Pretty cute dragon. But a lot of those other dragons in that particular series are very ugly. Continue? Yes.
So it kind of depends on where you're picking your dragon, because there are European dragons.
We're
and
gonna assume that
Chinese
all dragons fall under this bucket, and so you take an average of all their physical appearances.
Then I think most dragons are quite beautiful with their colors and what have you.
I mean, look at the two we have in here.
It's like a team.
Are they
Those
cuter
are-
than an otter though?
Yes.
I mean,
No. They're not
I
fuzzy.
mean, you
Are they
can't-
cuter than a capybara?
Yes.
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 Okay, so are they I think that we should put them on this line. They
Yeah.
aren't really, being able to be useful or an obstacle is really on the opinion of the dragon.
There are lots of
so-
useful dragons.
But there's also, again, we're taking an aggregate.
One at a time, one at a time.
They hoard your gold.
You and the, everyone who submitted dragons, raise your hands. Okay. Lisa.
So while they can be very useful, they can be very much an obstacle. So I would say they should go in the middle.
Like here?
Yes.
I think we put it a little bit as obstacle because if the dragon goes wrong, the ship blows up.
Yes. That's why I was like, they should.
I feel like the risk of dragon is the thing we're actually measuring at this point.
Okay, because yes, while they are very useful, they can be a massive, massive
Okay,
obstacle.
so they are less cute than an otter, but more cute than a capybara, and they have the obstacle of they can be very, very, very helpful. But if something goes wrong and the dragon sneezes wrong, the ship blows up.
Unless the dragon is the ship.
Yes, oh, yes.
Or the dragon is the ship and then it gets mad. Okay.
Yeah.
Squirrels.
Squirrel.
No. Squirrels are okay. Let's raise hands. Who thinks squirrels are cute? Okay. Why do you? What's your? How cute are squirrels? Are squirrels cuter than a dragon?
No.
Are they cuter than Cerberus?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
A little bit.
A little bit cuter than Cerberus.
Yeah.
How useful is a squirrel? Someone else?
Not you.
Squirrels are only useful if you want them for, like, to go and send them against your enemies, tear up their gardens, destroy everything.
Okay.
They will get you
Steal
everything.
And they do that with their incredibly dexterous hands, their wild sense of balance. Plus,
But they never use it for good.
No,
They
it's
don't.
always, it's
They
always
don't use it for
destructive.
good. They empty out your entire bird feeder in 3 days.
Okay. So I think what we're getting to is slightly cuter than Cerberus.
went away.
It was this big.
Are they? But they're not as they're not as I think that the obstacle that dragon needs to get shifted just a little bit, not because they're really bad, but because the explosion is very bad. One mistake with a dragon, you all die. So is it more helpful than a blue heron?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it does have hands. Does have hands.
Crawling mouth.
And you can train a squirrel.
Yes.
Yes.
You can't.
Chew through ropes and wires.
Send it up the yard.
But they're also the most.
That's just like you can't get the more
emergency ration.
And they might throw a bunch of squirrels. How do you feel about it?
I feel that that is the grand debate between squirrel versus dragon utility. I think I never thought I'd say that squirrels are nearly as much of a menace as dragons, so they should be quite close to that line in the center where, in the wrong circumstances, you will die. I must admit, I was one time attacked and held at knife point by a squirrel, and so I am a bit biased.
Okay. We're locking that in. Naked mole rat.
Pretty sure the homely thing.
He's homely, but
They're just so useful.
Where squirrel is, but just
I don't know. Are these
oh, so
right?
this, but here and then slightly over here?
That's it. If you said
All the
squirrel
way
goes there, naked mole rat goes there.
Because this is
Naked
just
mole rat
squirrel
has
but no
worse
fur.
eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's eyesight?
Well,
Even
yeah,
more of an
yeah,
obstacle.
can't see as well.
But they work in teams.
More to your left.
Okay. Do we feel the naked mole rat, and you submitted naked mole rat, right? How do you feel? Where do you feel? Do you think he's this homely? How homely do you think he is? Is he more homely than a hyena?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he more homely than Sharknado?
No.
Is he more useful than squirrel?
No.
Equal.
Equal?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna put this is squirrel but naked.
Squirrel but naked.
Oh, a phoenix.
Ooh.
So can't die. That's pretty cool. Very useful.
Fire hazard.
How many
can burn
phoenixes
down
do we
your
get?
roof.
You'll tell me if we get multiple. We had multiples. Okay.
We've got but one phoenix.
Okay. Phoenixes.
Because we're in Tucson.
They can. Phoenixes are immortal. They can't die. They can come back to life. So it's really a cat lover's dream. lose your pet, it always comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Good for morale, very
Yeah,
pretty.
that's what no.
Tears can be used for healing purposes, could be a team medic maybe.
Yeah.
Good mascot.
Okay, yeah, do we think it's cuter than a dragon?
No.
Do we think it's equal in cuteness to a dragon?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, who's saying yes, it is equal in cuteness to a dragon? Can you tell me why you think it's equal in cuteness to dragons?
Dragon's just like a firebird.
Okay, and who is saying they're less cute than dragons? Okay, Sterling.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, well, you came here with food in your mouth.
I just, birds aren't cute to me.
Okay.
But it's
Birds
interesting.
aren't cute.
Not even
We'll send that memo to the shrews. Birds
Shrews don't count, they're mice.
I'm gonna say that it's probably gonna be, I think we can say it's slightly, I think on average, the thing is, I think none of you are thinking about ugly dragons. And ugly dragons are very ugly.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they
That's
are.
fair.
So this is, all phoenixes are beautiful. So, just like, all cats are beautiful.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So I think it's slightly more cute than a dragon, and I think it's far more useful than a capybara.
Yeah.
Because it can heal the sick. That's a very
Fire
important
hazard.
skill.
Fire is.
They are fire.
Cook dinner.
When they're reborn, there's flames, so.
Okay.
You keep them next to the boiler.
So I think that it's probably safer than a gargoyle.
Yeah.
Or it's less useful than a gargoyle because a gargoyle has lower risks involved with like fire. So I think Phoenix can go here. I just think that being able to resurrect the dead is too powerful an ability that you can just leave it on the table. Okay. I don't. Okay. Real or imagined is really being elevated here. A nacho gremlin. Who submitted nacho gremlin?
Gremlin?
Okay, describe to me a nacho gremlin.
I just made that up on the fly.
I know, but now you have to make it up. In
Yeah,
the
so, hey,
Bring us in.
okay, so if you ever need emergency nachos, I mean, hey.
So this is a gremlin that can magically manifest nachos
Yeah,
wherever
this is-
possible.
Yeah, if you need that dark pact, yeah,
Okay, I feel like as a gremlin, dangerous to have on a ship.
probably.
Additionally, it could manifest nachos where there shouldn't be nachos, like in a helm, or in a person's face, or
There, better.
Yeah.
Unless you just really, really
On
hate
the
them.
compass.
yeah, no, on a compass. That seems dangerous. I think that it's a very also nacho gremlin sounds very ugly. Are they ugly? Are they
Let's go
uglier
with
than a yeti?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'd say they're
Cheese
about the same.
stains.
a little northeast of Sharknado.
We're saying that the nacho gremlin.
That is a read about nacho gremlins.
It's probably about as homely as the Yeti, but yeah, it's probably not something you want on the ship.
So probably as useful as a hyena.
I'd go a little over.
At least
you're-
they're nachos.
Yeah. At least have nachos, hopefully in your mouth and not, in your sleeve.
In your bed.
That's right.
Okay, up next is a vampire bat. How many bats did we end up with? Just one bat, right?
I think there was just
I don't see it.
the one back.
Okay, we're gonna call this vampire bat all bats as well.
Yeah.
Unless we wanna call this specifically a vampire bat. Now, who wrote vampire bat? Is it a magical vampire bat or is it the
No,
traditional
it's a
animal
real
vampire bat?
Vampire bat that, eats
No, it's
blood from
actual.
cows and stuff like that.
Okay, would we say a vampire bat is cute? In all indication, that thing has a face only a mother could love.
Yeah.
Coming around
Yeah.
grabbing them
And
all.
if the mother was a vampire bat.
Yes.
Bats are
It's
adorable.
eating nachos.
It's like a hole, it's eating nachos.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's uglier than a yeti?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's eating nachos.
It's got sonar.
Okay, so it's tiny though, it's really small. So how useful is it?
They're very useful. They eat mosquitoes and they provide guano.
No, they don't cows and
Yeah, this is specifically example for.
They have a diverse diet, but they are famously do that.
Oh.
That's why they're called.
This is a doo-doo.
Yeah, well, they
Okay, so I think that,
famously do.
I think it's probably about as helpful as a naked mole. Less helpful than a squirrel / naked mole.
But you're not taking the guano factor.
Oh, the guano.
You're on an enclosed ship though. I think
But
it's.
You make an
harvest
enclosure to grow
You can
guano.
harvest it for your ship-based garden.
No. Guano can be not useful because there are eucalyptus trees in Morro Bay that they've got bird guano on them and that basically destroying the trees. So it could rust out the ship.
Good location.
I think you have to really build your ship with the intention to have
one of the
shipping.
ingredients for
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna put it, it's gonna go about here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, up next. A tardigrade. A tardigrade.
Water bear.
Water bear.
They're microscopic.
Microscopic animal.
They cannot die.
They live in space.
They can live in space.
Live in any climate.
They're, I would say, not really an obstacle, but I would say not really useful.
I think they're dead center.
Dead center.
Yeah,
They're not
I think
cute, they're not
tardigrade
ugly,
is
they're
the
just
dead center. It's not really cute, it's not really ugly, it's not really useful, it's not really an obstacle. It is the spoke of life where all things.
All hail the origin.
Yes. It's appropriate. It's an appropriate origin.
Okay, this is a debating one. Okay, this is a big one. How many were submitted of this one?
Actually, only one.
Okay. So this is the question of whether or not you're even gonna wanna have a relationship with Matt Askew after this conversation.
What?
It's cats.
Very useful.
Very useful, so cute.
Middle straight up.
Creature hybrid.
No, but this
No.
Is this like capybara then?
Okay, is a cat
Northeast corner.
is a cat cuter than an otter?
Ma'am.
Yes.
No.
Equally
No.
cute.
An otter is equally cute to a cat?
Yeah.
Literally.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that, how many people think a otter is cuter than a cat?
On average, yes.
On average, we think an otter is cuter than a cat.
Less problematic.
Slightly.
Have you ever seen a hairless otter? Come on.
Yeah.
Although
And those things ain't
cats are
cute.
really
Marshall, I can see you right now.
Sphinx are, if you've actually met a Sphinx cat, they are very cute. I'm gonna say, I could say that they just barely beat out otter. Because the numbers, I love you otter people, you just don't have the numbers.
The Green Party.
I'm resting my hands. So, it's more useful than a phoenix. The phoenix can raise the dead.
No.
Only itself.
No, the tears of
The cats have
phoenix
nine
have
lives.
properties.
So it's not as useful.
But not as useful as a phoenix.
The cats also protect the dead.
Oh.
And
kill little things.
A cat will get rid of your body after 24 hours.
Because I think that raising the dead is a pretty extreme power and it's not
Editorial bias.
And
That's not
phoenixes
really
will also go after rodents.
We
Yeah.
used to have a lot of bodies.
Okay,
We'll get rid of your other body.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
you want to say. There you
But
go.
old cats work all day long. Gargoyles
Oh,
don't
cats
work
do not work all day long.
No. Have you met a cat?
There's many cats that work during the day and
Yes.
you can, I know at least 3 that are annoying all around the clock.
Take that 4.
Oh, something in the back.
Cats are a conservation issue. They kill native birds.
But they're on the ship. They don't leave the ship.
Oh, okay.
They'll kill the mice on the ship.
They're mouse. They live in the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mice and rats.
Now,
Yeah.
Dragon's advocate here. What happens if our airship's seamstress is trying to sew and there's just cat?
I feel like the consequences of the mental health disaster if there is no cat is much worse.
Yeah.
I think that we put it, I think that they are more useful than gargoyle.
Yep.
And only slightly less cute are slightly more cute than otters.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Matt, do you need to get your conversation. Good? Do you accept this?
I accept the decision of the room.
Okay.
And I still love all of you.
Okay, horse.
Horse.
A horse.
That-
A full horse.
That's pretty far to the upper
Horses
right.
can be useful.
I don't know if they're useful on an airship.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
this is within the context of your steampunk universe. So, airships, submersibles, spacecraft, not well known for horses.
They have steam power
What I
instead
will
of
tell you right now
horsepower.
is I definitely think horses are probably as pretty as dragons. They're really beautiful animals.
They are beautiful.
But they're
way over.
But they
on the
are
obstacle
a
line.
genetic nightmare. They're a great animal that's grown beyond its means and runs on its toenails. This is a delicate, well-tuned machine.
And throws temper tantrums like a toddler.
Too much space.
Depends on the horse.
I think the real deal is that you also can't feed them a rutabaga or any kind of weird. If you feed them the wrong thing once, they build up gas in themselves and die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I
They
think
get
that the tragedy of
strangled.
losing a horse could destroy a crew. So let's throw the horse over here. It's
Stay
just
away from the mud swamp.
they, like
I
this is-
The swamp of sorrow.
Too soon.
How many horses do you know? Artax, Black Beauty, Secretariat, all animals that die horribly. Devastating an audience.
Little things, they are
This is an emotional critical threat to the Okay. I can't yell over all of you. And I don't have a microphone in this room, so you have to all respect my little hand. Platypus.
The venomous platypus.
Yes.
Not even-
But only the men. Only the men. Only men are poisonous, just like humans.
Does it have a fedora?
That's true.
Okay,
Okay.
which is
If it has a fedora, it's very useful.
Are they cuter than an otter?
no.
Are they cuter than a dragon?
No.
Are they cuter than a squirrel?
Yes.
Yes.
Are they cuter than a capybara?
No.
Okay, tied, no. Okay, tied with squirrel?
Sure.
Okay, squirrels, platypi equal. Are they more useful? No. Than an otter?
No.
They lay eggs. Are they useful at all? Are they an obstacle? They lay eggs.
Obstacle.
They lay eggs. Notoriously, humans eat
Right,
nutritious.
that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Is
I
a
would
platypus? Who's eating a platypus egg?
Yeah.
Anybody?
How often do they lay these eggs compared to a chicken?
Yeah.
Does
Does it doesn't have a fedora?
No. No.
Okay.
fedoras.
Yeah, it's so hairy.
It's not very useful.
Okay, I think it's less of an obstacle. Like this dragon is
Water, so it's.
I have to move the dragon, y'all. This dragon cannot live here.
Why? Why are we evicting the dragon?
Or a rat. Okay, so is the platypus less of an obstacle than the dragon?
Yeah. More.
I guess if you
bit
have
more.
a water feature, right?
Yeah.
Is it more or
What is it?
than a moving screw?
Right there's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we feel about this location?
Sure.
Okay. Madam Askew, what do we have next? Okay. This is unqualified. So, this is a werewolf. Werewolves famously not animals. They are people.
Creature. You said. I think you said creature. Magical.
Werewolf
We have
is
to
specifically
debate
a
what an
curse
animal was.
or a special ability.
Yeah.
But not necessarily a separate entity.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. What if it's in
If
only
it's
in werewolf form?
We said no humans.
So it is.
Some of us
It
take
would
that
be a
back later.
humanoid. Yeah.
I just put it with the
Anyway,
yes, fine.
fair.
You know what? This will go into the monster fucker zone.
I approve.
Fun and pop of the weekend.
Whatever. What are they gonna do? Cancel the convention?
They're not gonna invite you back.
Whatever shall I do? I guess I'll have to run away to Europe and reinvent myself. Okay, next up is a titmouse, which I believe is a bird.
It's a
Yes.
bird,
Yes.
yes.
It's a tiny, tiny bird.
No, tits are large.
No.
No, tits are very small.
Historically, tits come in all sizes.
Oh, that's fair.
I think most tits are about you.
Oh, yeah, the great tit though is quite large.
This is a unclarified tit. This has not yet been identified.
I don't know, our tit size like,
Madam, the great tit, the bird, is rather small.
oh, I thought it was large. Why do people keep lying to me? I just had a conversation with a friend who's into birds. It's like, oh, the great tit is like 3 feet high. It's very large, and it kills large fish. I was like, okay, I believe you.
I just like that Madam Askew has two great. There's nothing more confusing to Madam Askew than birds and small rodents. There's nothing. Damn it! It's good. Is the titmouse cuter than an otter?
No.
Is it cuter than a squirrel?
No.
Yes.
Is it cuter than a great heron?
Yes. Great heron is cuter.
Okay. And so I guess is it cuter than a gargoyle?
Yes.
No? Do we?
Very plain looking birds.
Okay. Well, let's just say average gargoyle.
I mean, it's a little brown bird.
They're more an obstacle, they don't contribute hardly anything.
We're on the key.
They've got.
Are they more an obstacle than a squirrel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are they more an obstacle than a
Zero
squirrel?
utility.
All they do is eat.
Yeah.
Zero utility.
What's the squirrel's
Bird
utility?
expert.
Not even a whole nugget.
I mean, tits, they're just small creatures. They'll just eat
They
seeds
just-
and
zero
whatnot.
utility.
I wouldn't say a titmouse is particularly
Okay.
useful.
More, is it, so they're like right here?
Yeah.
The space bumps.
Because they're similar to the wind shrew in their, but wind shrews are more evil.
Sure. And also cuter.
Okay, so right there.
I'm glad to know wing shoes have been determined to be more evil.
Okay, how many unicorns were there?
Oh, there were like 3?
Oh, nice, okay. Unicorns.
Yeah.
Horse with more problems.
If you are not pure apart, that unicorn's gonna kill you.
A horse that thinks it's all that.
Die.
Yeah, either you die or it dies.
I will get my horn back.
Yeah.
Top left corner is.
Put it right where the horse is.
Yeah.
They're not cute.
Yeah.
I think I do think it's more difficult than a regular horse,
Yes.
but it is cuter than a regular horse.
I don't know that, what's that movie?
I mean,
Askew.
but only if you kill
The
it.
one that we watched.
It's
It's
red.
called,
You have to drink his blood.
yeah, that would be fun.
I think the big thing is that I think that we can't torture the animals. Okay, great, great.
Has glitter, spark glitter.
Oh, yeah. I'm not
And
so
also,
nasty.
I feel that if
That was
the
an
unicorn
animated-
dies, the crew's morale is tanked forever. Like, how bad, we're so bad the unicorn died.
A fluffy backed tit babbler.
I believe this is also a bird.
It goes with the titmouse.
Yes, specifically it is it's a small brown bird with a red crest and a blue face, and it exclusively eats insects, so it will make sure there ain't not a single mosquito on that airship.
It's a real bird?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, it's just.
Madam is learning all kinds of
It's an
facts
actual
today.
bird.
You pulled one up that I didn't know, so good job.
Bird names are.
So sorry, Grand Arbiter. So sorry.
Is it cuter than the titmouse?
Yes.
Because of the
And
color.
it's more useful than a heron?
No.
Yes.
What is a heron? I think it's probably a little bit more useful than a titmouse because of all the bugs.
Yes.
Open up all 3.
Like this?
Yep, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the bird
That's
nest.
the bird.
Birds. There's a lot of birds in this quadrant. The cute obstacle quadrant. Okay, next is a sloth. Oh.
I mean,
They don't do much.
wait. Do any of them own a race car?
No.
No.
Okay, so is a sloth cuter than a squirrel?
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Are they? So here's my real question: are they cuter than a squirrel, or are they
Yeah.
just like?
No.
I think that.
They're adorable.
Are they adorable, or are they just ugly in a cute way?
No, they only no. When you look at okay,
I think they are ugly in a cute way.
They're not chihuahuas.
no,
Slightly cuter than
a sloth always has that look like they've seen you naked.
Okay. I think the sloth is so that we think that the sloth is cuter than a squirrel, but only a little bit. It's definitely not as cute as a dragon.
No.
I think because the thing is the sloth is gonna be just hanging out.
Yeah.
Contributing nothing.
Yeah,
Negative.
but obstacle is makes things worse. This is line is make things neutral.
Sloths are incredibly useful for medicinal medicine because right now,
It's a nice thing,
antibiotic
but, you know.
resistance, they create their own ecosystem and actually grow entire environments that actually create current.
That factoid just got it like 2 points this direction.
I think that's useful though.
Yeah, it's likely useful if you're a very specific medical ship doing research.
Yeah, otherwise you stumble over them.
Well, you gotta get them a treat.
You just swaddle them, it's fine.
Okay. Oh. A chupacabra.
Ugly.
They're Are chupacabras uglier than a naked mole rat?
Yes.
Yes.
Are they uglier than a sharknado?
I think
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Are chupacabras useful?
Yes.
No.
How?
Okay, who is making an argument for the chupacabras being useful? Oh,
Abel,
it's Abel.
with the fable at the table.
Abel, can you spin your fable onto why the chupacabra is useful on an airship? Or a ship of any kind?
I just like them.
Oh, okay. So an entirely irrelevant argument for this very specific grid.
Oh, we've got another.
If you need someone to go into battle, that would be a good option.
They notoriously only hunt goats.
Yeah.
If
you're going,
famously- unless your enemy is entirely goats.
Satyrs.
When I take
If we had a satyr on the board, that'd be great.
Okay, I think it's probably I think that the hyena is still probably more scary because this one will make your life miserable and then laugh at you. I think that it's slightly cuter than Sharknado and a little bit less of an obstacle than that, but but more of an obstacle than the nacho criminals.
Yeah.
They have similar vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, would you like to read it aloud?
Oh, the red-tailed hawk.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, very trainable, very pretty, an important part of Arizona's ecosystem.
They like the nest.
Deliver
Yeah.
Hunt, deliver messages, can take care of themselves generally.
Cute and useful.
Okay,
Yes.
are they
They do like
cuter?
the color.
Here's an important question. Are they cuter than a capybara?
No.
Are they cuter than a sloth?
Yes.
Are they more useful than a gargoyle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Importantly, gargoyles only work half the day.
Yeah.
So when he did that,
Yeah.
but it's when Tony started. And that's playing
Well,
Gallagher.
how about right here?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
You feel good about this?
That looks good
Yes.
to me.
Okay, I like how there's not a lot of useful ugly animals.
No.
There's almost none.
we eat
The only ones here that are
Yeah.
no, the useful ugly animals currently are only the Chuck Tingle corner over here.
The werewolf is making.
A kitsune, famously a person.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the
So
werewolf and the.
Yeah.
They're not people.
They're
they
not.
are
Red-tailed fox.
They mimic.
They are people.
they are supernaturally they are people in that context though.
They are
But they're not
100% people.
human.
Mm-hmm.
They're.
Here's what I'm saying.
It's the
We're defining human in this context as able to reproduce with people. Kitsune can famously reproduce with people.
Okay.
They are a sapient creature, not a spirit.
But we will put
But
them
wait,
in.
again,
Yes.
dragons.
We will put them in.
Dragons complicate things.
Yes.
And many degrees.
Yes.
We're gonna put them in the Chuck Tingle corner.
Grandmaster, I made you something.
Oh, they're also like quite pretty though.
They
Yes.
are very pretty.
We'll
They're
put them,
beautiful.
we'll put them here so they stay in the Chuck Tingle zone.
I have something for you. I made you a thing.
Oh, good, good. Chuck Tingle corner.
Very important.
I like that you gave me a thing and I'm like, oh right, I need to put my own tape on it because the tape that came with it. Thank you, Amazon. You're the best. That was satire. Okay.
I think the Chuck Tingle corner can be in the corner of the Chuck Tingle corner, so we remember.
Yeah, you know what? We'll just move all the children over to. This is where they're all gonna live now. I think the Yeti can stay here. They're not sentient enough.
Mm-mm.
But the kids today are famously tricksters. Can talk and reproduce people.
Do often hide his beautiful men on the roadside.
Well, except that Chuck Tingle has actually written about Yeti, so I
Look, we
So I
like
heard.
Chuck Tingle.
Yeah, throw the Yeti over there.
Yeah, he can go to the Yeti. It's fine.
I like smart Yeti.
Okay, a seahorse.
Aw.
Pretty but not useful.
Needs only water.
Pretty but not
You need to
useful.
build a whole fish tank for that thing.
Do we think it's cuter? Do you think it's more cute than a squirrel?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we think it's more cute than a dragon?
No.
No.
Do we think it's more cute than a red-tailed hawk?
No.
Yes.
Do we think it's more useful than a heron?
No.
No.
No, okay.
Yes.
Is it?
It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of moderate.
Saltwater
It's
aquarium
neutral.
for one.
Yeah, okay, I think that they're probably not more dangerous than the winged squirrels though. But I think they're kind of like platypi, so they're like, kind of like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Grandmaster, we are at 5:02.
Are we over?
We are over by 2 minutes.
Can we do a speed run?
We can can we do a speed run? All right.
Do you want to just hand me all the ones that we have left?
All right.
And I'm just gonna do these very quickly. I hope everyone will agree with my decisions, but if you have opinions on it, you can discuss it later.
Selfie.
Selkies, notoriously horse, but more water, bad. Very good.
Yes.
Oh, no, that's, I'm thinking of Kelpie, sorry.
Yeah, the selkie is
Selkie is
a.
It's a catfish.
Horse, but water. That's more water.
Egret.
That's a bird. It goes
Flat-tailed horned lizard.
This is probably gonna be. I think it's less cute than these birds.
Yeah.
I think it's not that
Generally not.
obstacle. Like, okay, right here.
Crotch bumblebee.
Is that you? No. Who's got the crotch bumblebee?
Hey.
That's a personal question.
Bumblebees, very cute. Very
Hippo.
Can cure it. Very
Honey.
In your crotch?
No.
Are they real? I don't know anything. I'm a linguist.
Okay. They are cuter than sloths, but they are more difficult than squirrels.
What are they?
Pandas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
Ecoconodon? Is that an elephant?
What's an echinoderm?
A very.
It's a
It's
discount.
another egg-laying mammal.
Like cetaceans? Like whales?
No, like a platypus. It's an egg-laying mammal, like a platypus.
Oh, yeah. It's also from Australia, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and echidna.
Monotreme.
I think it just can live with platypus.
Platypus.
Vampire kitty. Undead cat that has the benefit of being
Baggage.
cute with baggage.
Cute with baggage.
Yeah.
Raccoon,
So cute.
no.
It goes for
They're an obstacle.
They're the gangsters of the
Squirrel.
animal world.
So cute. I think the raccoons
Well, they're wildly mean.
Squirrels and raccoons live together, so say we all.
Yes.
Steam pocket dragon.
Steam coward dragon.
Coward dragon. Famously not alive. I think this just goes with dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this is dragon, but like less cute.
I mean, I guess it depends.
I don't need things that have exhaust.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, we did it.
Yay.
So many birds.
We have this like very, I do think this, the things that we've learned about this is that there are a lot of cute and difficult animals, and there is not many useful animals that we think are ugly. Which I think is a little sad. But it also might mean that what is happening is that we're overvaluing all animals as cute. So everything is getting pushed up. So I think that there could be some things in here that are less cute and could get pushed down. But we're not going to do that. We're respectful to the decisions of the board.
Also, we have Sharknado at the bottom.
Sharknado's pretty bad.
Yeah, we have a lot of ways to get rid of the outline.
So that is our game of grids. What do we all think?
Love it.
Keep it. Okay, well, this is our first new game of grids. Every time we do game of grids, it will be a different prompt and a different axis. So it's all different every time. And Matt is feeling like Grid Arbiter. That's me. We regularly go on to our streams at tea time on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific to do all sorts of interactive experiences. This is one of the ones we might do.
And have done.
And have done. We did one that was Thanksgiving food. We've done ones on costume utility, of course, the original.
Yes.
And we've also done one on tragic heroes and where they should go
For vacation.
for vacation. So thank you all for participating. We'll be headed out to our next panel, but we really appreciate all of you for coming. Thank you so much.
It's in the Santa Catalina Ballroom. We're going to be talking about maintaining and supporting steampunk community. It'll be a great chat.
And then after that, we'll be doing a hosting.
Yes. Yes. After that, tonight we're hosting the Dragon Burlesque show. And I think we can still get tickets, maybe.
Maybe.